Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island UK Season 12, Episode 39. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So the episode picks up with Lauren and Tony's conversation on the terrace. When they come down, Lauren says that Tony burst into tears. Please remind me of when that happened, because I don't recall that happening. Maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe it did and production cut it out. Yeah. Also, here's the thing. No, I'll address it later. But yeah, I didn't see Tony burst into tears, so I don't know what that was about. But she also does say that the person who is most to blame would be Harrison. I personally think you also could look at Tony too, but as far as this relationship is concerned, Harrison should have done better by you, and Harrison did not, and that's where she's going to focus her frustration. She later tells him that she is angry, but she needs to move on because she doesn't want to be with somebody who would do her like this. One of you guys brought this to my attention. I saw the comments after, but I saw the first one and ran to TikTok. Lauren allegedly had a little sign with Ty, because they were part of the when they bring in like a random group of, well, it's actually not that random when you think about it. They bring in some like pre-islanders to get the logistics of filming and all that stuff, and Ty and Lauren were among those islanders, and they hooked up, and I don't know, I guess things didn't progress from there, or they didn't get the chance to, and now they're back together. So Lauren, baby girl, I'ma just keep saying be stingy with your cooch. That's all. If you want to throw it, sure. But if you know you're an emotional girly, I'm one of them. Be stingy with that cooch, baby. Be stingy with that cooch. Anyways, Harrison talks to Cash, and I'm glad that they had a conversation, because Cash, for the most part, has been overlooked in this whole love square. Pentagon. Oh my gosh, there's 5 people involved.
I feel like obviously I've gone about things in the wrong way, but I wanted you to know that I am actually sorry. Never wanted to upset you, mate, because I think you're actually a top guy.
I've tried to stay strong in every situation. Last night was difficult for me. Brought out like my vulnerable side.
Like, it was so embarrassing. So I have been sat here fuming. You made up your mind now, right?
Yeah.
I'd say in the future, please, like, don't do that to a person again, man. I am looking at you sideways from now on.
Shout out to Cash. Cash, you've been a stand-up boy. Oh my days. I'm so glad that I was rooting for him on Are You the One? And on TikTok, and now on Love Island, because he has yet to embarrass me. He also puts boundaries around Harrison, and he says, we can be cool as long as you do not disrespect me. Disrespect me again, and you're cooked. Yeah, I know that's right. Oh, Cash, I love me some Cash. Don't really see anybody connecting with him at this point outside of Billikis, but again, I don't really believe him and Billikis. There's a bombshell at the end of this episode, so maybe her, but yeah. Cash, you might be out soon, but it was good to have you while we had you. So Boris and Emma, who the hell is Emily? Boris and Emma talk about their connection, and let me just clarify some things, okay? So some of you guys in the comments, also, I hope that it is understood that me talking about my opinions on the show is not to make you guys believe what I believe. I'm literally just sharing my thoughts immediately after I watch the episode. So sometimes my thoughts even change, right? So based on what we got to see of Billikis and Boris, I felt like he was being transparent. So I was confused why Billikis was like, oh, he strung me along. Oh, he wasn't being genuine. Oh, he lied about being transparent when his feelings would change. I genuinely did not see it. And also, I like to base my thoughts as much as possible on what we are shown. And we were shown more of Tommy and Game of Thrones than we were of Billikis and Boris. So now she says that she was in a triangle with Billikis, and I was like, oh, so clearly something was going on beforehand. Billikis also says that the switch up from Boris was immediate, like right after the Casa recoupling. I also didn't get to see that, but if that's the case, then girl, you dodged a bullet. She said she doesn't want to be with somebody who's able to switch up on her so quickly, and Boris clearly is that, so great. Emma and Boris, they end up having a little tiff later on in the episode, but basically Boris is giving player vibes, like some of you guys are saying in the comments down below. I mean, from the time that he came in so gung-ho on Shakira and then talked to everybody but, I was like, this man is not serious. Harrison and Tony have a conversation where he says things are not over. It's just that that door is closed for now. Listen, if hearing about them having sex was not going to shake the girl off him, this statement is not going to shake the girl off him. I'm not surprised that she still wants to explore him after hearing him say point blank, I'm focusing on you for now. He has even given Lauren a lot more assurance than he has Tony. He says, I can see a future with you. I can see us being boyfriend and girlfriend. I can see myself introducing you to my family and stuff like that. Has he said any of that to Tony? Any of it? He still says, I want to get to know her. I want to see how things go. The door with Lauren is closed for now. Like, if the sex didn't shake her, this wouldn't have shook her either. It really wouldn't have. So I'm not surprised. Harrison and Lauren start making eyes at each other and they be touching each other when nobody's looking. Honestly, it's just embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing for all parties involved. Everybody is going to get what they deserve, whether it's Harrison, Tony, or Lauren. One thing I've never understood is staying in something that has been revealed to you to not be ideal and then continue to complain. If you're going to stay, then shut your mouth. Respectfully. I didn't understand that when I was younger because I used to watch Braxton Family Values, and Tamar would say, if you're going to let that man cheat, then let him cheat in peace. I didn't understand it then, but I get it now. If you are going to keep causing commotion but not leaving, just be quiet. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What you're not changing, you're accepting. And both the women are not changing their situation. They're just accepting it. So just Boris and Emma go to the Hideaway, and then Helena and Harry have the audacity to say, really? They're going so fast? We don't want to hear it. The first chance y'all got to go to the Hideaway, you did. So, be quiet. Oh my days. Then we have Boris and Emma, Harry and Helena and Dejan and Meg doing whatever they were doing under the sheets, child. I don't even want to know. I truly don't want to know. The next morning, Harry and Emma touch base where he basically said that he is so bored, he has no choice but to talk to his ex-girlfriend. You're already that bored with Helena? Damn.
Would you roll onto the Hideaway with me last night?
Why do you want to go to the Hideaway with me? Fuck's sake.
Like, of course I love you. Like, I'm gonna always have love for you. I can't compare anyone to you. Come on Love Island to get back together. Half need another recoupling, don't we? Everyone's fucking wife swapping.
This is the energy that I wanted from Molly and Callum. Can I be honest? Can I say that without judgment? I'm probably gonna be judged. I'm not for spinning the block, truly, especially when somebody's a cheater. The way that I was so emotionally invested in Molly and Callum in those beginning stages of their relationship, I was so sad to hear that they broke up. And then I was so happy to hear that they were going on the show together. And then I was so sad to see them not rekindle things. So yeah, I would have tolerated it from them. I cannot stand watching Harry and anybody. And you telling me Harry and Emmy, why do I keep calling her every name but her real name? Harry and Emma is crazy. Harry and Emma want to rekindle. He's like, yeah, I love you. I'm always going to have love for you, whatever. She's like, oh, I always thought that we would get back together. Ugh, they should have gone on the show Cheat. Y'all watched that show recently? I recapped it on the reality recap. Guys, I was more entertained than I thought I would be. I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, I just, oh, how embarrassing. And then you have them saying, oh, well, if we win this thing, they actually think they have a chance of winning. Not on my watch. Not that I can vote, but not on my watch. Absolutely not. Helena then is like, oh, he's making me look like an idiot now. No, babe. Don't ever say that. That's not true. You've always looked like an idiot. Helena has tried so hard to be cool girl, chill girl. Oh, I'm so understanding. Meanwhile, this man is entertaining going into the Hideaway, rekindling with his ex-girlfriend, who he did cheat on, but clearly he values more than he values you. And he is still bringing up Shakira's name to this day. To this day. I actually need a second movie night because these guys cannot keep getting away with this. Okay, fine. If they don't want to give me a movie night, give me that game that they already played with who said what? Yeah. I'm gonna need that. So the Dangly Cross Earring crew is carrying on about Harry and Emma potentially rekindling things again. And he says that, you know, the percentage is getting higher and higher the more that he speaks to her. These guys are cackling, standing up, running around, doing all kinds of theatrics. And Harry is the one who's like, oh, don't go spreading this information. But since he's talking, Emma decides that she's going to talk too.
It's getting a bit annoying, I'm not going to lie.
I don't really see you guys as endgame. I have been quite vocal about that. I always saw him and I getting back together.
But you're speaking like it's happening. It's impossible. He would never get back with you. I feel quite secure in the fact that nothing's really been reciprocated from his end.
I think you brush over things so much more than you should.
What, has he sat down and said he's in love with you?
Of course he says there's always love there.
I mean, shout out to Emma for being honest, but oh my God, is this New York City? All these pigeons. Oh, brr, brr, all the birds. Oh, Lord. This is so embarrassing. All of this over Harry, you know. At least Harrison is cute. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Let me not do too much. Somebody's probably looking at me thinking I'm a tree monster, so not too much. Not too much. For a second, I was gonna say because of age, I can see why there's all this back and forth happening. But Harry, Helena, and Emma are all older than me. They're all older than me. Oh gosh, I can't even use age to give them some kind of like leeway. No, it doesn't work. Helena's like, did he even say that he loves you? Oh baby, clear as day. Clear as day. Not only did he say he loves her, he will always have love for her on top of that. Yeah, Helena's like, oh, he would never want to be with you. He doesn't want to be with her. How dare you say something like that? Oh my gosh, you're being so ridiculous. You're being so... You see what being a bird does? You are going to so quickly go on the attack, not knowing that you're really the delusional one. Everything Emma is saying is factual, but because you are so deluded, since that's your favorite word of the day, since you are so deluded, you don't even think for 1 second to question Harry. She does question him literally, but I'm saying in her mind, it never came to her to think, could Harry have said those things? No. Instead, she's going to be so angry. She's physically shaking, walking over to Harry being like, yo, this girl said this. How dare she say this? And here goes Harry telling her absolute bull.
I'm fucking shaking, Sam.
Why are you shaking?
Because I'm really fucking pissed off.
Obviously, she's here for one thing. Coming to meet someone new. I'm not coming here to get back with my ex-girlfriend. If we were going to be together, we'd be together on the outside.
Said. Why do you want to speak to her?
You know it's not like I'm trying to crack on.
She's not being nice to me, so why be nice to her?
Right, well, I'll stop talking to her then.
This is a rare occasion where I do feel for Helena. The only reason why I don't feel for her most of the time is because she does not give women the courtesy that she is now hoping for. However, she's going up to him and she's asking for accountability. She's asking for honesty. He blatantly lies to her. And because she has an allegiance to him, she has no choice but to believe what he is saying. Now, really and truly, she could have just gone to the both of them and they all have a talk together, but he probably would have just lied and then made Emma look like she's delusional. However, the way that this man bold-faced like lied to her is crazy. At least in the Tony and whatever situation, like I said, the first few times I gave Tony a pass because Harry truly was being duplicitous. But after the fact, Tony saw his behavior, and like you guys said in the comments below, she co-signed her own bad behavior in order to be with him. At that point, that's inexcusable. The same thing happened with Helena. She was excusing her own bad behavior as well for the sake of saying that she's with Harry. But in this case, she truly has no idea that Harry has been saying those things to Emma, and she thinks Emma is the crazy one. Helena, this one little thing I'll give you, and it's barely giving you that, barely. Because you didn't want to have the same decency for other women, so I don't want to have the decency for you. Emma also goes to Boris and them. Boris was beside, I think, Ty. And basically she had said everything that was said. And Boris is annoyed. He's like, oh, so why am I pursuing you if you're still focused on Harry? Respectfully, Boris, did you really think being in the villa with an ex-couple was going to be a breeze? Connor left that immediately. He said, I don't want to be a part of this, okay? Like, y'all should know better. But anyways, Emma throws it back in his face like, well, you're the one who strung me and Billikis along in a triangle, so... And that's the moment where I was like, okay, this confirms that there was more going on than what we got to see. So, Boris, you're in the wrong for that. You are. Most definitely you're in the wrong for that. So as the evening goes on, they get told that they're going to be getting ready for like a hoedown or whatever. And Harrison does what Harrison does. And it gets reported back to Tony, who was not pleased.
And then, why did it not fit in you too?
I'm not doing this anymore.
Stop.
Stop what?
You're embarrassing me. Don't do something that everyone has to fucking talk about. You just don't learn. Nothing you says has any meaning.
You're embarrassing me over and over and over.
My feelings for Lauren are just going to disappear, do you know what I'm saying?
You could say before I didn't look stupid, now I do.
Tony comes to her 57th conclusion that she's done with Harrison. Girl, honestly, like, you're not even tired of saying that? If you're gonna let the man be what he, like, if you're gonna let him keep doing what he's doing, just be quiet about it. Let him do it in peace. Oh gosh. Anyways, Tony and Lauren finally have a conversation with Harrison. Harrison is waffling, but at the end of it all, he's basically saying, listen, I'm still keeping both doors open. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I like you both. I'm not willing to let go of either one of you. Crazy. Tony has already been in this situation with another girl. When she pulled up Harrison in front of Helena, I honestly think that was already one time too many. So you're doing it again? You can't be saved. You can't be saved. She ends up saying, oh, well, you're not the person who I want to be my representation of our relationship. I would never want to introduce you to my family and stuff like that. I know Tony's mother is jumping for joy. But if there's one thing we've learned about Tony, she actually doesn't stand on business. So I'm going to have to see it to believe it. Then everything started imploding with the girls in the dressing room. Meg was asking Emma what was said in her conversation, especially since Helena was out of the room for a little bit. And Emma said what was said. Meg was still poking and prodding, but Emma just started ignoring her. Meg called her a twat, and I'm like, oh, you and that word, oh my gosh. But realistically, if you ask me a question, I answer, and you're still badgering me, what am I supposed to do? I'm the type of person to ignore people too. I'm so sorry. It's definitely a toxic trait. I'm not going to keep hashing out the same thing over and over. I used to do that with my dad. Oh, whenever my dad would start to like pipe up. Yeah, and I'm saying pipe up regarding my dad. I literally would turn around and walk away. I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not. I knew who I was from a young age. I'm not going to be repeating the same thing over and over. I'm so sorry. It's just not happening. So I'm with you, girl. Yeah. Moving on. They play a game. Well, it's not really a game. It's the result from the ranking. I actually forgot that the poll was even happening, but I did tune in after I edited yesterday's video to Sade's live, and like we were all voting together. That was so fun. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the first category is hottest couple. The Islanders think Billy and Boris, Yas and Jamie, and Lauren and Ty, but the UK thinks Yasmin and Jamie, Billy and Boris, and Shakira and Connor, and this is all respectively. Next is who is relying too much on the physical. The Islanders think Billy and Boris, Harrison and Tony, and Ty and Lauren. At first, I was a bit confused with the Harrison and Tony thing because they aren't super like all over each other, but Tony does excuse a lot of things because she is so physically attracted to Harrison. So that makes sense. The UK thinks Helena and Harry, Tony and Harrison, and Shakira and Connor. Next is most one-sided. The Islanders, which was really Billikis, thinks it's Harry and Helena, Harrison and Tony, and Meg and Dijon. Harrison is convinced that Shakira should be up there because apparently she said that she has stronger feelings for Harry, but her explanation was, you asked me who I had a stronger bond with, and at the time it was Harry because we spent more time together. It's not to say that I don't like Connor at all. Connor's starting to get a little bit agitated, but I'm like, not too much from you, Connor, Mr. Bounce Around the Villa, okay? And Mr. I just admitted that I really wasn't feeling all those couples that I was in just a few weeks before, and really my mind has been on you the whole time, if we want to talk about one-sided. Anyways, after that, Tony says Shakira wouldn't be stupid enough to go back to Harry, and I'm thinking, this is like double homicide, triple homicide, quadruple homicide, because that means you're calling yourself stupid, which she did in this episode. You're calling yourself stupid for continuously going back to Harry, who has at this point done worse. you're basically saying Helena is stupid for going back. Emma is stupid for going back. Harry is a whatless man who's not worth going back to. Like, it was just bah, 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 bah. She didn't say all of that, but that's what all of that means. Anyways, the UK thinks the most one-sided couples are Meg and Dijon, number 1, Tony and Harrison, number 2, and Helena and Harry. After all that rah-rah that all of them were doing. Can you imagine that? Shakira laughed and Connor did not find it funny. It was funny to me, so. Damn, since when did Connor get a stick in his ass? That's new. Next is which couples lack emotional depth? Cash immediately started walking to the podium. He said, I'm not even going to waste nobody's time. Emma didn't agree, but anyways, next was Boris and Billy, and last was Ty and Lauren, but the UK thought it was Harry and Helena, Meg and Dijon, and Billy and Boris. Meg is not happy because she feels like she is the most emotional in the villa. You are absolutely correct. You are the most emotional. That does not equate emotional depth. Definitely not in your relationship. Your EQ is in the pits, baby girl. Like, okay. Next is which couples are coasting. The Islanders couldn't really decipher oh my gosh. They couldn't tell what I'm malfunctioning. The Islanders were unsure on what the prompt meant with the whole coasting thing. They thought, is it that you're doing so well that there's really no other level to progress to? Or you're just comfortable where you're at and waiting for something better to come along? Like those. Anyway, let's move on. My brain hurts. The Islanders, really Dijon, thinks that Emma and Cash, Billy and Boris, and Ty and Lauren had the top spots. However, the UK said it was Meg and Dijon, Billy and Boris, and Yaz and Jamie. Here go Meg and Dijon trying to rationalize it like, oh yeah, I guess it's just because, we're closed off and we're so strong and I guess they think that we're coasting. If that was the case, why are the other couples up there with you? Sometimes we have to use our logical brains here. If it really is because you are so settled, why are those other couples up there too? Okay. The last prompt is who is playing a game. Again, Meg doesn't understand what playing a game is. But anyways, the Islanders think Meg and Dijon, Yasmin and Jamie, and Shakira and Connor. But the UK thinks Meg and Dijon, Tony and Harrison, and Helena and Harry, which is what Emma was saying, but everybody was causing a stink. Helena thinks that Emma was just saying that because she wanted to say that Harry is playing a game. Listen, as bitter as you might think that she is, she has called it with every one of these couples. Every single one of those couples, she called it correctly. And honestly, knowing the Love Island, behind the scenes stuff, I would trust what the Casa people are saying because they do get the privilege of seeing stuff before coming on the show. So yeah, absolutely. I would trust her gauge on what the audience thinks better than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Dijon admits that it was a game for him at the start. And Emma says that his speeches do come across as disingenuous. He says he doesn't care. Oh, I don't care what anybody thinks. Even if they thought I was, I'm still going to say what I want to say. Meg, this is your man. This is your man. The man admitted to you that he was playing with you from jump until y'all close things off. And you're proud of that. We get a teaser that there's going to be a blonde bombshell coming in. We know the men on Love Island are suckers for a blonde, so we will see who she connects with. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.